Hello there, this is James and you're watching Tixee Live. And a very good morning to all of you, and all of you a very happy Thursday. In today's program, I want to have a quick little chat about some news which came out of China, which has given the market a bit of a boost after several days of being dominated by the bears. Plus some latest news coming out of Germany about some actions they're going to do to try and get on top of the energy crisis that they are facing. But before we get into all of that, don't forget, these little videos are for educational purposes only, and in no way whatsoever should ever be taken as financial advice. I always suggest you do your own research, do your own due diligence, and of course, know the risks at hand before entering any trade. With that out the way, let's get started. So basically, this morning, during the Asian session, it was announced that China is going, because obviously China's been under lockdown. And we've shown this when their economic growth has slowed considerably because they have a zero tolerance when it comes to COVID-19. And plus they're facing a big property crisis as well over there at the moment. But however, what they've decided to do to give their economy a little bit of a boost, which is at the same time boosted or given the market a bit of a boost, they've announced a stimulus investment of about 146 billion into infrastructure. And because obviously China is the second biggest economy in the world, if they are putting sort of investment into their economy, trying to give it a boost, then the whole world gets a little bit of a boost. And what we're seeing at the moment, basically, is a softer US dollar who's been dominating the market, let's face it, since Friday. Since Friday. So for the last 4 days, it's been the number one. But we are beginning to see a softer US dollar and a much needed respite for the market, because let's face it, they have been dominated over the last couple of trading sessions by the bears. And for now, and only for now, I would say, because I'm bearish in the euro in the long term. The euro has temporarily moved above parity for now. And we'll have a look at the markets in a minute. Okay, but anyway, I think, again, yes, it's all been about a strong US dollar. The other thing affecting the euro, of course, is this impending energy crisis, which is approaching them. As I keep saying, winter is coming, and I think this is a massive, massive issue. But anyway, Germany has announced some more additional measures. They've approved a new set of energy-saving measures for the winter, and this includes basically limiting the use of lighting and heating in public buildings. They're hoping these new rule changes will be able to reduce gas usage by about 2%. In fact, Germany's economic minister, Robert Habeck, he says Germany wants to free itself as quickly as possible from the grip of Russian energy imports. Now, bear in mind, before the Ukraine war, Germany received 55% of its gas from Russia. That has now fallen to 35%. So you can see how this energy crisis, and we spoke about it for several weeks now, but we can see how this energy crisis is really going to become a major factor for the euro. So with that note, let's have a quick look at how the market is standing and seeing this softer dollar impact on the market. So this is currently the euro. It's hovering around parity at the moment. Currently trading at 0.9995. It did manage to breach above parity for a short time. It was struggling with that key level of 1.00027. So it's hovering around parity. So we are seeing, again, like I say, it's the energy crisis, I think, is more of a problem for the single currency than dollar strength. So anyway, you can see that fight back a little bit. Dollar yen, as you can see, okay. Overall, the dollar's got slightly weaker against the yen, a bit softer on that news coming from China. Same with the cable as well. Cable managed to get back above that key level, 1.18172, currently trading now at 1.1832. So I'm going to be keeping a close eye on this level here for a potential area of interest. Gold as well. Gold is the same. Gold managed to bounce back slightly. It's currently trading at $1,762.63 on the back of the slightly weaker dollar. If we look at a bigger picture, look at on a daily with gold, okay, we are really got a little bit around that interest there, about a 50-day. So that's a 20-day Bollinger Band. That's a 50-day moving average. It's quite interesting to watch. Potentially see maybe 1,770 as the next area of interest. The key area for me, though, before we can see it get back to the 1,800 mark, is still $1,791.79. The markets, as it stands, S&P 500, again, has had a slight bounce back, testing that key level now, in my opinion, which I'm keeping an eye on, 1,490 points. Is currently trading at 4,177 points. So there again, let's say the markets have got a little bit of a boost from this China news. So that's it's given it a bit of a break. Let's face it, we've had 4 days of heavy selling pressure. So it's nice for them to have a bit of a breather. But the markets really are waiting for this much anticipated Jackson Hole, which starts today at 5 p.m. and more importantly, Jay Powell's speech, which is happening tomorrow. Because the market is trying to work out or trying to ascertain how hawkish will Jerome Powell be in this speech. Will he reiterate how aggressive they need to do to get inflation down from 8.5% down to a target of 2%? Or will he say stuff like, okay, yes, we are still have to raise interest rates, but we're going to have to do it slightly slower hikes, so we don't put strain on the economy. Is he going to be a bit dovish with it? But anyway, it's going to be pretty massive. That is the big event. Don't forget, as it stands, the market is currently pricing in a 60% chance of a 75 basis point rate hike by the Fed in September. In other news today, of course, we've got the US GDP, which is due today at 12:30 p.m. UTC. Expectation is for it to come in at negative 0.7%. Previous reading was negative 0.9%. Because this is quite a big event, I will, of course, be doing a watch along for this at 12:20 p.m. UTC. Please come and join me for this, because it should be quite an exciting event. I remember last time it certainly was. So let's see actually if the GDP is indeed improving or it's even worse. So we're going to have to see that. And of course, the market will look at that as ascertaining what Jay Powell will say tomorrow. So this is why it's quite a big event. So 12:20 p.m. Don't forget, I usually go on 10 minutes beforehand, just so we can do like a little overview, look at some potential scenarios before the event is announced. So yeah, those are the two main things to come this week: US GDP and the beginning of the Jackson Hole Symposium. So yeah, let's see what happens. The market, as it currently stands, slightly in the green. FTSE up 0.82%. DAX currently trading up higher, 0.73%. And US Stock 50 is currently trading at 1.04%. Don't forget, you can ask me questions whenever you wish. How interesting to see the market are. Yes, it would be indeed, actually. Like I say, would the market look at it as a way that, will they then double guess what Jerome Powell may say tomorrow based on that? Because they said in the minutes they will start looking at data as well when they make their decisions. So that GDP number could be quite interesting indeed. And good to see you, by the way. Don't forget, you can ask me questions anytime you wish. This is a live broadcast after all. So don't forget that. So there's always that. Or share with me your opinions. Let me know what you think. Do you think the GDP today will come in as expected or better? Or even better than that, or even worse? Do you think the Fed will do 75 basic point rate hike tomorrow? Do you think, and say, how low do you think the euro could go? Like I say, we're currently under parity, slightly 99.97, so hovering around parity at the moment. But don't forget, ING thinks the euro could go to 95, Morgan Stanley 97, and Rabobank says 95 for the euro dollar as well. So that's what they think. What do you think? Let me know your opinions on that. Okay. All right. Not a problem. Not a problem. Don't forget, if you think of a question later, put it in the comment section, either on YouTube or Facebook. I will see them and I will reply to them next time I go live on air. Anyway, as I always say, of course, I'm back on again today, 12:20 p.m. to do the watch along for the US GDP. So please come and join me for that. Should be quite exciting. Then I don't know if I'll scream as much as I did with the US CPI, because that was a good mover of the market, but who knows? Should be exciting. So come and join me for that. And of course, at 5 p.m. UTC, when I'll do the US Open as well. So come and join me for that. Anyway, till next time. If you're watching me on Facebook and you enjoyed this little video, by all means, give us a follow. If you're watching me on YouTube and you enjoyed this little video, subscribe if you like. Hit the notification button so you know next time I'm going live. If you enjoyed this little video, found it useful, give me one of those. It's nice to know that you like what I do. Anyway, till next time, don't forget, these little videos are for educational purposes only, and in no way whatsoever should be taken as financial advice. I always suggest you do your own research, do your own due diligence, and of course, know the risks at hand before entering any trade. Till next time, every single one of you, trade safe.